Hello, welcome to 4 Minutes Closer to God. My name is Doug. I want to continue in our discussion of Trinity, and I had expressed in a previous segment that I had an analogy that works for me, and so I'll give you a little background. I have been in the printing industry for a long time, and then decided after, say, 10 years of doing that I wanted to teach theology. And so, having listened to John MacArthur on the radio for years and years, I decided to go to seminary, and I have learned a lot about ancient history before uh, the Mesopotamians and all, on up to Christian history, starting with the early church and moving forward. And so in the printing industry, we have the colors that allow us to print the wide range of things from a light green to a bright orange, reds, blues, greens, flesh colors, red like this. And those printing colors are cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. But to get to those, we have to separate them out from the composite of colors that you would see in a photograph. To do that, we use filters that are red, green, and blue. So it occurred to me that if God is light, as it says in James 1, then we have an analogy that may help work for expressing the Trinity. And so the red, green, and blue, when combined together, would say, for example, the red and the green, if you were to combine them together, it gives you yellow, surprisingly. If you combine the blue and the green together, you get the cyan. So you would project a green filter and a blue filter against the wall, and the overlap of those would be cyan. Then also, if you combine the blue and the red, you get magenta. And so those things work together to create the colors of the rainbow that we would ultimately use and for example, catalogs and stuff that I would do. And so if we were to take the red, green, and blue and spin them all together or shine them all together on a wall, all of them together in the center where they overlap would create white. And so I'm saying that in our instance here for the analogy, the white would represent the Godhead, and the red for the blood, that would be Jesus, and the blue in kind of a royal color would for me represent God the Father, and then God the Holy Spirit would be in the green because he is now available to us as the comforter across the whole earth. Well, if we also take the analogy that's used by early Christians as an illustration, then we can use the idea that God is triangular and each side is its own person, representing its own person. So we have God the Father at the top, and then the two sides coming down would be God the Son and God the Holy Spirit. And so working these two analogies together, I think we may be able to come up with something that at least gives a step in advance for our understanding of Trinity.